A shifting political landscape. A brief overview of recent trends shows that North American populism has intensified since 2020, driven by economic dislocation, cultural backlash, and political distrust. In the United States, the America First agenda has remobilized rural and working-class voters, fueling protectionist trade measures and anti-establishment rhetoric. In Canada, external threats, from U.S. tariff threats to Quebec separatism, have paradoxically bolstered nationalist and populist currents, while in Mexico, President Claudia Sheinbaum's technocratic populism navigates a fraught relationship with a resurgent Trump administration. These movements have led to protectionist policies, institutional strain, and heightened polarization, yet face counterpressures from democratic norms, global economic interdependence, and electoral cycles. Looking ahead, North American democracies will likely oscillate between populist surges and institutional pushback, with economic recovery and identity politics playing decisive roles. Populism typically frames the people against a perceived corrupt elite and claims to restore popular sovereignty and national greatness. In North America, populist undercurrents date back to the late 19th century Farmers' Alliances and early 20th century People's Party, but modern waves have centered around charismatic leadership and digital mobilization. The past decade has seen populism morph from fringe protests into mainstream electoral forces, especially following the 2008 financial crisis and accelerated by social media amplification. Populism frames the people in moral opposition to a corrupt or out-of-touch elite, offering emotionally charged, simplified solutions to systemic issues. In North America and around the world, this has translated into electoral victories for outsiders. Donald Trump's America First campaign in the United States, Jair Bolsonaro's far-right presidency in Brazil, and nationalist waves in Europe from Hungary to Italy. A 2025 Pew Research Center survey finds economic inequality to be a top concern in 36 countries, with many blaming political systems and economic elites for widening gaps. Academic analysis warns that globalization and perceived job losses, whether from automation or offshoring, have heightened fears and prompted support for protectionist populists. Studies show that voters in regions with stagnating growth or declining public services feel abandoned by mainstream parties, coalescing under populist banners that promise to recover what's been lost. Leaders and movements now bypass traditional media gatekeepers using platforms like Twitter, Facebook, and TikTok to reach supporters directly and in real time. Organized campaigns, often state-sponsored, pump out disinformation at industrial scale, sowing doubt and polarization across borders. While research finds pure echo chambers less common than feared, algorithms still tend to reinforce existing beliefs, making it harder for users to encounter challenging viewpoints. By painting courts, the press, and elections as rigged, populists undermine trust in institutions that check power, risking democratic backsliding. U.S. party polarization is at levels unseen in decades, with 92% of Republicans to the right of the median Democrat, making bipartisan cooperation nearly impossible. WTO data and FT analysis warn that rising protectionism, driven by populist tariffs and trade wars, could reverse decades of global integration and undercut cooperative solutions to challenges like climate change. Unless countered, populist playbooks risk institutional weakening, something analysts at Brookings warn could erode liberal democracy's very foundations. UNESCO emphasizes media and information literacy as vital tools to build resilience against fake news and propaganda. OECD research underlines that participatory governance, fair labor standards, and targeted social programs can undercut the grievances that fuel populism.